Hey yo, what's up? It's all for the culture, the newest and freshest hip hop podcast on the scene, man. We started a network, man, and now we just gonna be providing a whole bunch of different content to y'all. And we got somebody here, man, that I ain't gonna lie. He is one of the reasons and one of the people that I saw on the internet before me, and I saw what he was doing, and I said, you know what? I think I could do that. I think I could really build with this man, something like what this man has built, but in my own vision and in my own way. And that man today is Sean Cotton, aka Say Cheese.
Man,
He
what's good,
is. What's
baby?
up, man? How you doing,
I
man?
appreciate the invite, man. It's a blessing.
It's
Like,
been a long time coming, man. We've been talking for a while. Zach TV introduced us. Shout out to Zach TV.
yeah, shout out to Zach, man. Shout out to Zach TV, man. Like, it's funny because when I started doing Chicago interviews, everybody wanted me and him to beef, but it was never. We have two totally different styles like of interviewing, but we both interview a lot of the same people. Yeah. And he felt as though, a lot of people in Chicago felt as though I was trying to take over his lane because his lane was the Chicago movement, and I went to Chicago and started interviewing. Yeah. So, but shout out to Zach though, man. It's all love. We talk like literally 3 times a week.
Yeah, man, I talk to Zach all the time, and Zach, man, Zach's a cool dude. Zach's hooked me up with a lot of different people. Yeah. He's helped me with a lot of people, and he's not one of the people that is expecting you to do it for him and stuff like that.
Nah, he really shares his plugs. Like if it's somebody I'm trying to get in touch with, he'll be like, and then send me the number. Like,
sure. And you don't gotta be big like Say Cheese, and you don't gotta be, at the level that all for the culture. He helped me when I was here. Like he helped me when I was still zero. Right. So. Shout out to Zach for sure.
Shout out to Zach.
So, man, I want to talk about you and like growing up, man. Like, what were you into? What type of kid were you? What did you do?
I was in the video games like when Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out 2002. I was cutting yards to get money to play Vice City. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of the few kids that, like, in high school, I lived with my mom and dad. In junior high and middle school, throughout my life, I lived with my mom and dad. So a lot of my friends, they used to think I was spoiled. They used to, because a lot of my friends, they own single-parent households. And I was the only like, black kid around my way that lived with his mom and dad. So I used to get teased a lot. Oh, you're spoiled and all that. Yeah. But people don't know, like, I was hustling as a little kid. Like, Boulevard Dads is because I used to sell candy on the boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my sister, we used to sell candy at the school. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been hustling since a youngin'. You know what I mean? Like, since I was young. You know what I mean? So, saving up money to play video games. I was ranked basketball, I think I was top 20 in middle school. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So, left-handed, I could shoot, dribble, I could do whatever. So, basketball was my thing as a youngin'. But really, like I said, riding bikes. We used to have a little bike crew. I used to be out there, man, but mainly hustling as a kid, mowing yards, raking up leaves, whatever I could do to make an extra buck to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? To stay out of trouble. Yeah. So that's what I was really into.
That's good, but you were always a kid that stayed out of trouble and just was always into the money.
I'm not one of those kids one of those dudes that act like I'm a super thug and all that. Yeah. Like, nah, like my dad, like I said, I was raised with my mom and dad. My dad would tell me, like, nah, you don't need to go to the streets to get love. You got love here, you know what I mean? Yeah. So as a youngin', I would always get money. Like I said, cut grass to get the Grand Theft Auto 3s and the Grand Theft Auto Vice City and San Andreas as a youngin'. Yeah. Tony Hawk Pro Skater and, you know what I mean? Madden and all that. I was a youngin' really cutting yards and selling candy to get that. Yeah. So
you how did you grow into, like, were you always into films, or I mean, is it something that eventually later on sparked? Like, how did the interest in making YouTube videos and films spark?
Everything was an accident because I was so good in basketball back then. People thought I was going to the NBA. They thought I was going to D1 college. So when I graduated high school, I lied to people and told them I was in college. My dad was a warehouse manager for GameStop warehouse. Okay. And when I graduated high school, he hired me. So I was working under my dad at the GameStop distribution center. But when people would see me around the way, they would think that I would be at like some, UCLA, D1 OU basketball because I was so good. But I had got a car when I was like 16, 17, and I started fucking with the chicks, and my grades would go down. because I wasn't as in, when you get a car, you're not really, I wasn't really into basketball no more. I kind of grew out of it, and my grades started slipping, and then, I didn't get that D1 offer that I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I had a lot of scouts, they was looking at me freshman year, sophomore year, but junior year, senior year, when it's getting for real, I didn't really get the offers that I wanted. So, because of my grades. So I started working for my dad, and then when people used to see me out and about, when I was like 17, 18, I used to lie and tell them I was in college because I didn't want them to look at me as a flunky.
Yeah.
But, after that, like 19, 20, I accepted it. Like, look, I don't really need, and I'm not against college. For the people that's listening, I'm not against college. But I'm the type of person that's like, damn, I got the network. I'm already popping because in my space, I was popping.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I already know a few people. And then my guy, one of my friends, Giorgio, called me about promoting parties because I threw a party. I'm not talking too much, am I?
Yeah, no, you good.
Okay. Because I had All-Star Weekend in Dallas was like in 2009.
Yeah.
So a Houston promoter had hit me up, Elmo. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he had, you know who Elmo is? Victor. Yeah, Victor Elmo. He had hit me up to throw a party in Dallas, and it packed out. I packed it out, 2,000 people. And he made so much money, and I didn't make nothing. But I'm just a young kid at the time. I just want to be involved. I want to be on the, you know what I'm saying? I want to be on the couches, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the party sold out. I didn't get a dime. The next day, my friend called me and was like, man, you need to start throwing your own shit.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, I was promoting for like 3 years before Say Cheese.
Yeah.
And then everything came into play.
That's dope. So for people that look at Say Cheese and see it, they don't understand that it kind of like had a birth from kind of like your MySpace days of building that foundation of people knowing you and getting to know how to use the internet to network and stuff like that.
And basketball too. Like basketball, I used to play against. I'm from Arlington, which is 30 minutes west of Dallas and 30 minutes east of Fort Worth. So I'm in the middle. But Arlington is like the suburb kids, whereas though it's a melting pot. So it's the most teased, it's the most made fun of suburb, Arlington.
Yeah.
But to make a long story short, I used to play basketball with the Fort Worth kids, with the Dallas kids. I used to play, it's a suburban kid. I'm a suburban kid in Arlington playing with the hood niggas. So people looking at me like, damn, who's this dude? Because I'm playing like a freshman playing with the sophomores and seniors. So a lot of those people that I was playing basketball with, they were rappers now. So it made it easy for me to go to Dallas and go to Fort Worth and be like, yo, I got this shit called Say Cheese. And they already know who I am because of basketball and MySpace and stuff like that.
So what did you start off with Say Cheese doing? Did you immediately start off doing interviews, or like what did you do?
Nah, man, it was really supposed to be a record label. I went to one of my homeboys and I was like, hey, spit a freestyle for me. And he spit like a 2-minute freestyle. Okay. Put it on YouTube. 4 rappers wanted to be on it. And then I would go record those 4. I'll go to their hoods, record those 4 freestyling. And then 8 more people wanted to be on it. And I'm like, damn, I can't make this into a record label. Everybody want to be a part of it. Yeah. So I was like, I just made Say Cheese feel like it was theirs. I never held any, y'all can't be on it or y'all can't do it. At this time, I'm not charging to be on it at all. Like, I'm just like, yo, just if you got bars, let's see what you about. Yeah. And then it just spread. People from Houston wanted to be on it. People, and at the time I'm super Dallas or nothing. Yeah. And then, Dallas turned against me. So I'm like, I'm about to go to Houston and fuck with these dudes. Yeah. And then it just took off like that. So it took off from freestyles, really. It took off from freestyles? Freestyles. Damn. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's crazy. So people think that it just took off with the interviews and stuff like that. I mean, every day somebody, like when I'm out and about, I'll be in Charlotte or something, and it'll be like, yeah, I found out from Say Cheese from da-da-da. Now just everybody has their own way of finding out about it. It may be a story from 2012 or last week, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody has but if you're not, if you weren't there to help see me build the foundation, it's just kind of like you don't know. You don't know, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then how did it transition into the interviews and things like that? Because I saw at one point you had a podcast too. Yeah. Nah, I used to do like a podcast where I used to wake up in the morning and just talk shit, but it got boring because I don't like talking to myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got a podcast now with my homie, but we're still trying to get consistent with that. But like I would just go to people's hoods and then they'll bring out like 30 of they niggas and shooters with guns and stuff like that, and it'll just turn into interviews. And then I was like, I don't want to just do that all the time because it's like, it's only a ceiling for that. Like you're not gonna get any sponsors and stuff like that with guns and
Exactly.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I would start getting more professional with it. And my first celebrity interview was Kevin Gates, and he wasn't a celebrity yet.
Yeah.
And we got into a physical altercation.
Really?
Yeah. So
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. To make a long story short, I had interviewed him. I didn't know about him at all. I didn't know nothing about Kevin Gates, and I went on YouTube to look him up. I seen he was affiliated with Boosie and Webby. So I asked Kevin Gates, who was he more inspired to rap? Who inspired him more to rap, Boosie or Webb? I mean, not Webby, Boosie or Wayne. And then he said, I'm inspired by more street-oriented guys. So at the time, Boosie's in jail, and they're trying to say, what you trying to say about Boosie? He's not street-oriented? You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Gates went back to Baton Rouge, and, I heard that he got checked about the interview. So Atlantic Records called me back 2 weeks later. They're like, hey, we want you to do a new interview with Kevin Gates. I'm like, why do y'all want me to do an interview with Kevin Gates? I just interviewed him a week ago.
This was before you were even big.
This is before anything.
And Atlantic Records called you.
Atlantic Records called me.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
Atlantic Records was trying to get in touch with all the hottest interviewers in every city because he was on a press tour.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had referred him to me at the time.
Okay.
And then, so they was like, yeah, we want you to interview him again. And I'm like, why? And they're like, you sound like you did something wrong. You sound like you guilty. And I'm like, nah, all the comments on the video that I did are all negative comments towards him.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm cool. I'm good. So one day they hit me and they were like, yo, this was when Kevin Gates came back. He had a show. And they were like, yo, we want you to, they're like, yo, the Atlantic Records cameraman couldn't make it. Can you please come?
Yeah.
So I show up and then their cameraman was there. So I'm like, damn, something not right. They lied to me to get me here.
Yeah.
So, Kevin Gates was cool the whole time. He sees me, we shake hands, we talk, and he was sipping lean the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he just staring at my logo, sitting down, we're in a restaurant, and then he's like, "Yo, I like your logo. Can you come outside? I want to do a drop for your camera. You know what a drop is?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's him and his two partners at the time. He's not
shit.
big. He doesn't have any security guards or nothing like that. But so we come outside. And he's going through his phone. Now I'm not knowing the whole time he's going through his phone looking for my interview because he doesn't want to spaz on the wrong dude.
Yeah.
So the interview pops up and his energy just flips the whole time. We've been looking for you.
Yeah.
And at the time I'm not a journalist or none of that. I didn't know how to word the interview right.
Yeah.
So I had worded it. Kevin Gates isn't inspired by Boosie or Wayne, and it just was for clickbait. At the time, I've never done anything.
Yeah.
So I can't lie. I'm a man. I was kind of being messy to get the brand out there, but I didn't know I was wrong at the time. You know what I'm saying?
He said something exactly like that happened to me.
Yeah, I quoted what came out of his mouth, but I kind of aimed it towards a negative energy, and it came with it. He leaned over to Atlantic Records and was like, "Y'all, look at this." He's trying to show them what happened. And then he leaned over. Now, remind you, I'm in a restaurant, so I'm in between the wall and the arcade system. So I'm stuck or whatever. But remind you, he was sipping lean, so he was moving slow the whole day anyways.
Yeah.
So he showed him the phone and kind of threw a overhand right. It didn't connect. Yeah. But what I did wrong that I regret is doing is I went and tweeted about the situation after it happened. And the people who didn't like me, they took my tweet and they ran with it and made up their own tweet. Or their own story. And then the people that did like me, they took the tweet that I tweeted and they made up their story. So I'm hearing that I knocked out Kevin Gates. I'm hearing that Kevin Gates knocked me out.
Yeah.
I just regret it. I regret tweeting it because it just brought more stories to the situation. It was only 10 people there. It was, like I said, it was a private meet and greet. But I just, it turned me up though too though. Really, really turned me up because he went on Hot 97 and talked about it and stuff like that. But
what did you learn from it though?
I just learned to, I really just learned to at the time, I don't know, man. I just learned that yo, this shit is real.
Yeah.
More than anything, yo, this shit is real. Damn, I didn't really think. I'm damn, I'm not even I'm nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He rushing me.
What about when you somebody?
Yeah, so it's damn, this shit could really get real. But
yeah,
I mean, like I said, I learned from the way you title things sometimes could bring a bad energy to an interview because people are gonna read the title and then go in feeling a certain type of way.
Honestly, that happened with me and Hallelujah. He had a beef with a certain artist. You know who I'm talking about, and it was not what the whole interview was about. But I break it into clips.
Definitely.
And I named the clip something that he didn't like.
Right.
And as a man, he called me. He said, this, that, and the third. Can you change it? Blah, 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 blah. I said, sure, no problem. I'll change it. I don't mind. Because I'm not in the business of trying to make you feel... Like, I don't want to make an artist feel like I'm trying to purposely start a beef. I'm not trying to start a beef.
Right.
I'm reporting what this person said and what this person said. But I'm never going to assume nothing.
Right.
And, the thing you were saying about, like, you learned how this shit is real and it can come to you. My mom, you have to be careful, okay? You are in a wheelchair. They will hit you. They will not give a goddamn if they do anything to you. Watch out what you say. I'm like, Mom, I really don't care. Like, if it happens, it happens.
Right.
I'm not gonna stop what I do.
No, definitely, man. I'm not stopping nothing, man.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of these times these rappers they want that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's crazy.
So in your mind, do you think Say Cheese blew up fast, or do you think it blew up slow, or do you think it? How do you feel?
I still like people tell me Say Cheese is this and that, but I still compare myself to the big dogs, man. Like I wake up every morning and watch Vlad, and
me too.
I go to Complex, I go to Fader, and
we're the exact same.
Yeah, I try to see like what am I doing wrong. Like I still look at myself as a new dude in this game. Like I still try to remain humble, and I don't really get cocky until I feel like somebody tries to like shit on me, and then I like try to mention my accolades. But other than that, I don't really speak on myself. I'm really looking at the people higher than me, seeing what I could fix to get on their level.
Yeah.
So
that's what I literally took a week off. Like this week, I literally took a week off because I was like, man, I do the same thing. I go to I go to the best of the best.
Right.
And I look like, all right, how do they do their interviews? Like what are they doing? I don't want to interview like them, but I just want to see their reactions and just like how like you go to like college for communications and shit like that. That's kind of how I'm learning. Then I'm looking at the way their graphic art looks and shit like that. And so I totally get what you're saying. I always look at the greats and what they're doing.
Definitely.
Speaking on people shitting on you, what was the thing with DJ Academics? I heard, and you said you had smoke for DJ Academics. Then I saw a post recently about like a plane that had been hit.
Oh yeah.
And then underneath, Say Cheese Digital. I don't know if it was you or somebody on your staff left a comment.
Yeah.
On it.
Man,
was that you or was that somebody on your team?
I get people ask me all the time, like, is it beef for Academics? Man, I'm like Floyd Mayweather, man. Like to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And I really respect Academics for what he did, because the hard work and consistency.
Yes.
Every day he puts out 3 to 5 videos on YouTube. So it's no beef for Academics, but it's like at the beginning of the at the beginning of the of his up and coming, he would credit all the other platforms when they copied their stories, right? Like every time he'll snatch something from a Complex or a Fader or any gossip site and he'll be like via Shade Room. But every time that we break something or we post something first, he never gave us our credit, and I felt like it was something personal.
Yeah.
Like no offense to, this isn't a racial thing, but it's like, damn, it's tough on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've come, my upbringing is rough. You know what I mean? And it's like he's from New York or the East Coast. I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, why you throwing shade? Like, why you not giving me my credit? Like I used to every time I used to take something from Academics, it was via Academics or credit Academics. But when it's likewise, it's kind of like he act like he didn't see us, and I ain't really respect that. But I never really shaded him, or I never really came at his neck over that because I respected him. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays it's kind of like people are starting to give me my respect, and my voice is starting to be heard. So I'm starting to speak on it. But I don't have any hate towards Academics. He making money. He breaking stories.
So it's competition.
It's not really competition, but it's kind of like, because competition is kind of,
I know what you mean. It's kind of like...
definitely, I'm coming for a spot. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like you let him know I'm here.
Yeah, I'm definitely here. He feel it. He know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not like a fucking when I see him, I'm going to put my hands on him. It's kind of like, nigga, fuck you. I'm coming for that #1 spot. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do whatever I can to get it. You know what I mean?
Say cheese.
I'm not going to go anywhere out of my morals to to do it. I'm not gonna clout chase, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he definitely gonna feel it, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to academics, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, say cheese. We coming for your spot too, bro.
Hey man, hey, like I said, hey, this game, anybody, it's an open game. It's an open game.
But we could all be. It's like everybody could all have their own lane, have their own shit. Like what Zach do is not what podcasting is.
Right.
What I podcast is not what Vlad does.
Right.
You know, so it's like I get tired of people when they put these podcasters against each other,
right.
And you get these things,
it's all
and then you get stuff like Tax Stone.
Yeah, it's all different flavors, man. It's all different. Like everybody has different guests. We all ask questions differently. You know, once your stuff gets bigger, you're gonna have your audience.
Yeah,
you're gonna have some of my fans too, just like me and Zach had.
Exactly,
the same
yeah.
But you're gonna have your core audience, and they're gonna want you to do different stuff that my fans want me to do. It's all gonna be different.
Exactly, yeah.
Like Target and Walmart both sell the same stuff, but Walmart has the Walmart brand, and Target has the Target brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know
look at what No Jumper's done.
Exactly.
They found their lane, and they got totally different guests than a lot of other shows.
Like Adam and No Jumper, their guests, their rappers, some of their rappers on my channel wouldn't pop. Like my channel is more of a street, you know what I mean? Like a real, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's crazy, right? When you get like a rapper that you feel that you see pop on like another podcast, and then you like, oh, okay, you do an interview with them, and it doesn't pop.
It doesn't pop. Yeah, it's just you know what I'm saying? Like we all have different lanes, and you know,
So what would you say, man? Like, what would you say was, I know you say you haven't got to that number one spot, but what was that big break where like your Instagram just flooded, your Twitter just flooded, your YouTube just flooded, just everything flooded?
I mean, this breaking artist like Tay-K was a big break. You know, it's just little stuff that happens here and there. 22
What was the
Sack.
first one? Do you remember the first one?
It's hard. The Yeet Kid. No, this girl that got beat up in the locker room. I don't know if y'all remember
Yeah,
her.
I remember that. Yeah.
I did an interview with her and almost got arrested because she was like 15 at the time. And you know, legally, you can't interview anybody under 18
I didn't know
without the parent consent.
Oh, okay.
So her dad was on the way home, and we rushed over there to do the interview because nobody knew where she lived at. Yeah. We didn't even know it was in Dallas until like somebody hit me up and was like, yo, you know she's like 30 minutes away from you. So I did the interview, and it went crazy. And then I interviewed the Yeet Kid, and then I interviewed Shakisha. I interviewed a few people, you know what I'm saying? But it was, like I said, it's just one thing after another, you know?
Shakisha was the girl in Houston, right?
That was the girl in Houston.
That was the one that B King made a song about,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't interview her. It was the Jade. Her name was Jade. Yeah, her name was Jade.
Okay.
Yeah, but it just a whole bunch of little stuff that just all started to add together to, it's this one brand, you know?
Yeah. So. But that time when you were like, you know, when you were interviewing like B King and DJ Allo and these types of guys, what at that point, what were you? And then I also saw, so like I'm saying, like at that point, where were you? And I also saw something where you said that you didn't start making money until you started catching flights.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Like, I mean, people don't really love you until they can't. And when you stop answering phone calls, people appreciate you so much more.
Yeah.
When people know that they can, when you're so accessible and they know, if I know that when I walk to the corner store, I'm gonna see you every time I walk to the corner store, it's like I don't appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like that theory when, like, it's a whole bunch of bad girls in our classroom, but when that new girl come in, we want her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like when I left the city, and you know, when I just left the city and spread my wings, and I wasn't really a local artist. Yeah. I mean, a local blogger. I'm sorry. Why am I talking like a rapper? I'm not a rapper. But when I was no longer a local blogger anymore, it was kind of like that's when the money started being made, because people wanted to be on my platform because they know they were going to get more than just a Texas following, the Texas fans. Yeah. Now when you're on Say Cheese, you can get Baltimore, you can get Charlotte. South Florida is our biggest market. Houston's our second biggest market. You know what I'm saying? So,
So, I think the number one questions that a lot of kids have when looking at you is saying, all right, so you didn't get paid till you started taking flights and when you were a local blogger. So how did you support yourself and do the Say Cheese thing? What were you doing?
I quit my job. I quit my job with $27. I threw a party. A party. Y'all know the game Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Well, I threw a party called Call of Booty.
Okay.
Yeah, Call of Booty 2.5 Halloween, and I made $1,700. No, I made $1,500.
Okay.
And I bought a laptop and I bought a camera, and then I think after I spent everything, I think I had $27 left.
Okay.
And then I had gotten to it with this dude at the Best Buy distribution center. That's where I was working at. I was cleaning refrigerators and stuff. And then he had yelled at me or something. It was just, I had a bad day. And then I had went off on him. No, I knew they was about to fire me, so I went off on him so I can get my unemployment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started getting my unemployment. And what me and my mom would do to make money sometimes is we'll deliver phone books.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We'll deliver phone books at the time. So I knew that if I could get 24 hours out of the day to create and then make little money here and there, like I used to do, like, you know how you get your blood, I used to get my blood.
Blood drawn, yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to surveys and shit and act like I knew what they was talking about for like $500. Little shit like that used to add up to where as though I knew if I could make $400 or $500, or at least if I could make $30 a day, you know what I'm saying? It would all equal up. Plus what I'm making, if I can make $30 a day from Say Cheese, plus $200-$300 here off of phone books and delivering papers or whatever, that I could afford a flight to Miami, or I could go do this interview in Chicago, or I could go to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was supporting myself. You know what I mean? And it just, I would pay my mom like $50 a week. You know what I'm saying? Because she believed in my dream. My mom believed in my dream, and I felt as though if she would have made me get a job again, Say Cheese wouldn't have popped because I wouldn't have 24 hours to create.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
see, that's exactly my thing. Is I grew up and I started DJing at a young age and started doing a lot of different stuff and collected money and went 50-50 on real estate deals.
Wow.
And that has allowed me to be able to do this full time.
Right.
And just get rent.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing that I feel like if you want to do this, you got to be able to come up with some way that you can dedicate most of your day to it, because the top dogs, the dudes that you're competing with, the dudes that you want to take the top spot of, they doing it 24/7. 365.
24/7. I got tired of being in Best Buy having to hide my phone so my supervisor wouldn't see me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's whack.
Phone and, you know what I mean? People hit me up, yo, I'm trying to get a freestyle, man. Freestyle is like $50. Used to go like hotcakes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Three freestyles a day is $150. At the time, I'm only making $300 a week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, less than that with tax. Yeah. So if I can get three freestyles a day, you know what I'm saying? That's $300 every 2 days, and then $600 a week if I get three, whatever. I don't know, but it used to equal up to, you know what I mean?
But that was at the beginning. Now, you don't do the pay for get on Say Cheese thing.
You could pay to get on Say Cheese, but one thing about me, I still find people before they pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Say Cheese is like Apollo. Yeah. It's just like Apollo. And I'm not saying Say Cheese because sometimes we do post artists that aren't whatever. Yeah. But where I changed it at, I used to be, about 2 years ago, I had to tell a person, nah, you can't, this shit ain't hot. You know what I'm saying? And then they will pop. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, like, okay, I'm gonna let this people on Say, I'm trying to make it to where as though it makes sense, right? When I used to tell people that their music wasn't good, they didn't really, it is. Yeah. I'm like, okay, get on Say Cheese. And there used to be a time where, well, it still is. Now when you get on Say Cheese and 100 people say you trash, they value that more. You feel what I'm saying? So Say Cheese is like the modern day Apollo. You can get on Say Cheese and get booed. Yeah. Or you can get on Say Cheese and get 5,000 and 10,000 followers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
But you interview them and they freestyle, and then the comments just tell them.
Right. Because I used to tell people, nah, man, you're not good enough. But then they're like, who the fuck are you to say? Yeah. So now I used to be like, okay, come on, you can get on. And then the comments, they be like, damn, maybe Shawn was right. And then it makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But my question for you is, with the way YouTube has now done their changes and their YouTube Adpocalypse and stuff like that, how has that affected Say Cheese? And what can creators going forward do to help that situation?
Man, I mean, YouTube doesn't pay like they used to. I mean, I remember last December I made $16,000 in 1 month. Yeah. I still got it in my Google AdSense. I wouldn't lie. But it really hasn't changed anything for real. I was just in LA yesterday doing interviews. I'm knowing I'm not gonna make a dime off of them, but I know it's gonna help my brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking in the long run. And I never really just clout chased and let me do an interview with him because I know it's gonna do 100,000. Like I'll do an interview with somebody I really want to have a conversation with.
Exactly.
Or the Say Cheese, I call them cheese heads. The cheese heads, which is the Say Cheese fans. They would be like, yo, do an interview with him, and I'll do an interview. But I never just do an interview with somebody because I know it's gonna get views. I feel like my interviews are so good and I ask the questions that people want to hear, so it's gonna do numbers regardless.
I was so jealous you got the Creek Boys interview. I've been jamming that nonstop.
They are so appreciative, man. Like when I met them, it was just like, you know, I meet a lot of artists that are just, they're not appreciative. But they were really appreciative, man, and you know, very respectful young man.
I lived in Baltimore. I had my transplant over there. I had about 4 or 5 surgeries. I've been there about 25, 30 times, and I lived there for months at a time. Wow. And I've talked to them about doing an interview, and I told them, you know, I'd come up there. I love Baltimore. I owe a lot to that city. I owe a lot to that city. And that song was just, I mean, amazing song. And you've done that a lot. You've picked a lot of people. And another thing that I didn't even know was when the dude came out who was in the wedding dress.
Right.
You had done the interview a fucking year ago.
I interviewed him a year ago.
I was like, what the I had no fucking idea. And it's not, I'm not saying like, and someone could say, man, that's just because that fool. But it's not the first time you've done that.
Right.
So obviously there's something there. You get what I'm saying?
One thing when I look at artists, I look for momentum.
Yeah.
You know, if you put out a video one time and you get 5,000 views, in the next video you put out, you get 10,000. In the next video you come out, you get 30,000. It's you're prospering every time. Yeah. And I'm not the type of person that looks for the million, you have to have 1 million views or I'm gonna interview you. No, like as long as I see you staying consistent and the momentum's going up, why not? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
let's shift gears for a minute. Let's talk about Chicago.
Right.
So you went to 600. I saw you at E-Day's block.
Yeah.
Me and you, Zach, some of the only bloggers that actually been to Chicago. I've been to Chicago. I was in the middle of block. Right. I was in the middle of Parkway Gardens, man. It's crazy. I was at the place where they shot 600 Part 2. I was where LA died. We're doing a documentary in LA. Right. But what I wanted to know is, in your description for your E-Day interview, you were like, we were there, and it was... What were you feeling at that time with that interview?
I was scared as shit, man. Every time I'm in Chicago, I feel like that is my last time living. And I took a huge risk. It was late at night. You know, a lot of cameramen, they get their cameras jacked and all that. They get robbed and stuff like that. But I guess for me not being there, they felt like it would have been more beneficial to fuck with this dude because I have an out-of-town audience. But it was cool, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was out there stuttering. I was scared, man. Yeah. But... you know, and I mean, like, literally, like, 30 feet away, it's two young people fighting. Yeah. And niggas is cheering it on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not knowing if gunfights is about to break out after that. I'm not knowing if, you know. Yeah. I had my backpack on me. I had my wallet on me. So
yeah, I could tell when E-Day told you go ask them if Chase allowed. I'm like, you didn't want to go ask. He's like, I don't want to go ask.
Nah, I'm not knowing them from a can of paint. You know, and they not knowing me.
That shit was funny. But then you interviewed Tay. Oh, you interviewed Tay before him or after him?
Tay 600?
Yeah.
Oh, that was after when he got out of jail.
Yeah, you got out of jail.
I did his very first interview.
It was right after him, right?
Yep. Shout out to Zach TV. He gave me the lob.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you when you interviewed Chief Keef's mom.
Right.
How did Chief Keef feel about that? Did he feel away? Was there anything that transpired after?
Yeah, I heard through some of his homies that he didn't really like the interview. Simply because she was putting out a lot of personal stuff about him. You know what I'm saying? And he's not really social like that.
Yeah.
So when I did the interview, a couple of his people called me, and I think, a couple of his people called me, and they were just like, you know, he's upset and stuff like that. And then when I saw him in Miami, I tried to act like I didn't own Say Cheese. I tried to act like I was TMZ. I didn't have on a Say Cheese shirt or nothing. And I walked up to him, and he was like, "Say Cheese." And then it was just like a mutual respect. Like,
Okay.
damn, you got me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Chief Keef, I love Chief Keef, dog. Like,
Yeah.
he's the most influential rapper of this era. Like,
Oh yeah, like C Strug said of all time, and I totally disagree with of all time.
Pac.
But of this era,
yeah,
he people don't realize that, like, and you know what else I didn't realize? I didn't realize how influential Lil B was. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, Lil B, Soulja Boy, that whole wave from like 05 to like 09,
So
10.
what do you think about this SoundCloud wave? What do you think about that? And do you like the new age rap, or are you more of a, okay, I like the olden 90s Jay-Z?
No, I like the old and the new, man. I just feel like, it's just more genres of rap now,
Yeah.
Like they got punk rock, they got heavy metal,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Y'all have country, but they all have a guitar, but it's all different genres. Like, it's all different. I feel like rap is the same thing. Trap, lyrical, you got melodic, mumble rap. It's all different. And one isn't better than the other. We know that, hip hop, conscious, lyrical, boom bap, that's traditional hip hop.
Yeah.
But now it's more subgenres. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you just have to respect it. And the youth love it. And when the youth love it, what can you do? There's nothing you can do when the youth love it, because they buy the merch. They're at the concerts. 40-year-old, 30-year-olds, they're hating, but they're not showing up to the concerts.
Exactly, yeah. They're
Me?
not showing up to concerts.
So I feel like when you have the youth and when you have women, you can't be stopped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just get with the wave or get left.
Yeah, it's kind of like, to be honest with you, it's kind of like, I look at it and I'm like, you know what, man, if I could have so-and-so on my show, I may not like the music, but obviously he's got a lot of fans, so there's something about him that is good and that people like, and that, so...
Lil Pump just sold 40,000 first week.
I know, 40,000 first week, and he's a SoundCloud rapper. So that leads me to my next thing. So if you had XXL has a freshman list.
Right.
If you had a Say Cheese freshman list, the top 5 rappers that are coming out right now that are doing their thing right now,
right,
who would it be?
Trippie Redd, simply because of everything he's doing right now is crazy. But let me say this, I'm different. So the artist that I'm saying you probably won't hear about. Trippie Redd, of course. Jimmy Wapo out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Q the Fool out of Maryland. He's doing his thing. Core out of Philly.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with Boss Man JD out of Orlando.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with those 5. Simply because, like I said, momentum. These 5 guys, they have a following. They're all doing their thing. They're not too big yet. And like I said, that's my market. That's my niche. I don't really like dealing with celebrities and big artists because I can't build with them.
Yeah.
These 5 guys, I can build with them. You know what I'm saying? They're like projects. I can work with them.
Yeah, you can start from the ground up. Like, I've seen that about you. You don't really go to, even with the amount of followers you have, you don't go to the bigger, more established artists that you could get.
Yeah.
With your numbers, you could get.
Right.
But I really don't see you still stay to your audience that you've always stayed with, which are the new up and comers, the guys who have built a following and are the next ones to blow.
Right. Like, when I post something, they always say, and it's so funny. It's so funny. It's the world we live in is so funny, because I'll post the artist and they'll be like, "Oh, y'all always posting nobodies. Man, who the fuck is this? Who this? Who?" They'll be like, "Who? Who?" Like Mike Jones. Who? Yeah. They'll be like, "Who?" 6 months later, he get a buzz. I been fucking with him. Man, Say Cheese didn't put me on. I'm like, yo, this is the same guy I posted back in March. Yeah. It's almost November, and y'all want to be on dick? Like, I was trying to tell y'all about him. Yeah. But it's like nobody loves you until everybody loves you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
But it's crazy. What's crazy to me is how you built it to where, like, a lot of people would be like, man, I can't give nobody a platform till I'm big. and then I can expose artists. But you were exposing artists from the very beginning and
Right.
made it that your platform was big.
Right. I just think.
And that's like your formula.
Right.
And that's the say, you know how in technology there's the formula behind the phone that the company will never
Right.
let go.
Right.
It's in a vault.
I copy a lot off ESPN and Sports Center. I use a lot of stats. I do a lot of lists, maps, and I try to introduce artists different ways than just music videos and music.
Yeah.
You know, and I look at that's how like they do on ESPN and Sports Center, man. And I'm like I said, I'm a sports guy. Shout out to the Sixers, by the way.
Yeah.
But I'm a sports guy, and I try to mix in I try to mix in sports with music. You know what I'm saying? And make it visual to where as though they can see the artist without having to, buy into his music. They can buy into the actual person.
Yeah. So when you were creating Say Cheese and stuff like that, who were the guys that you watched? Who were the guys that influenced you? What influenced you?
Vlad. I used to sneak in the bathroom and watch Vlad interviews at the Best Broad Distribution Center.
Yeah.
Vlad is a big key.
Yeah.
Vlad is a big key. Dame Dash. I'm inspired by a lot of Dame Dash. Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Although he's not a blogger, but it's just that he used the people who hated him to love him. And that's I call it the Floyd Mayweather effect. When people don't like you and then people do like you, those two people argue about you. And it becomes a debate. Yeah. And when people can debate about you in a barbershop without you doing nothing at all, I mean, well, I'm talking about as far as people talking about you while you're out minding your business, you get bigger. And I call that the Floyd Mayweather effect when a negative and a positive, they come together to talk about you and you become a bigger topic.
Now, you've rejected a lot of interviews, right? And C Struggs kind of made a comment that you were one of the most hated people in Dallas.
Definitely.
Why?
What was it? Like I said before, I'm from Arlington.
Yeah.
So, when I would go to Dallas, a lot of people knew me, but a lot of people didn't. Yeah. So I would make lists of Dallas lists and Fort Worth lists and who this suburb ass nigga think he is, and I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to put on for the city. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put on for the city. No harm. Like before me, it was boring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't nothing going on. I'm making.
And who cares
lists.
where you from?
Yeah, who cares? It's all about where you going. Yeah. So I used to make lists and all that or whatever. But and what it is now is that I kind of took over the city as far as on the platform, not on the street level, but as far as the media level. And then it's like now I'm just showing love to everybody, and it's kind of like people don't love you until you make it, until you're in other cities, and they're like, damn, Say Cheese used to. That's our. It's like a child, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Say Cheese is Dallas' child, and they seen it grew up and it surpassed them. Yeah. And I still fuck with Dallas. Don't get it wrong, but it's like now it's like, okay, I'm not from Dallas. Cool. Now I'm gonna go to Detroit. I'm gonna go to Houston. I'm gonna do interviews with you. I'm gonna go to LA, and I'm gonna let Say Cheese be there since y'all don't want it. Yeah. And they, it's kind of like, damn, it's too late.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man. And it's like if people don't appreciate things after a while, it's just like, why would I stay around? And it sucks that that's the way it is, and a lot of times that's the way it is in Houston, and it also sucks that. I eventually would love to take my show out to LA or New York because that's where all the artists come for business, and there's more opportunities out there and there's more things for everybody to do. Yep. We talked about YouTube and the money and how they've really shut down, and they, I really think it's bullshit. I think it's complete fucking bullshit. I think a lot of times it traps a lot of hip hop, a lot of the interviews that we do, and a lot of the hip hop gets flagged for, you have to do that manual request and all that bullshit. So besides that, what other investments are you getting into? What other businesses are you looking into right now?
Me and my homie, we're about to partner up on a few 18-wheelers.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we're doing that. Well, it was so funny. I just talked to him today because I was supposed to meet up with him today and handle some business, but I'm out here for the game. But 18-wheelers. We're doing this condo thing, with the Airbnb. So we doing stuff with that. I can't really get too much into that.
You renting or flipping?
I can't. It's It's not. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying, with the
Okay.
Airbnb. So we just renting stuff out and then flipping it on the Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's not illegal, but it's not really just. You gotta.
Yeah.
But it's so many things I'm doing, man, but really right now the bread and butter right now to me is the 18-wheeler thing I'm about to start doing with my homie. And by the end of the year, I actually want like 4. You know what I'm saying? I want to get 4 of them, and monthly I'll be making. Off each one, I'll be making $2,400 to $2,800 a month off each one.
Why the 18-wheeler thing? Like what? Like is an 18-wheeler? Do you own the 18-wheelers? What do you mean by that? Then what?
Because the dude I'm going half with,
yeah,
he's a driver.
Okay.
And he owns his own brand, his own company. It's called Sea Green Express.
Okay.
And what he does is he hires drivers now. So the trucks that I'll be buying, he has drivers to drive those around. So as long as they're moving, I'm always making money in my sleep.
Yeah.
Because I own part of the truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I know in the entertainment, it doesn't last long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to start while I'm still hot. I don't want to wait till the buzz is dying.
Yeah. You got to start immediately.
Is on a decline. I want to start investing now. And, I learned a lot of that from, people like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And and stuff, people of that nature. I know LeBron. He has one of the fastest pizza companies out right now, and stuff like that. So, really real estate. I actually want to buy my crib.
That's what I do. I do real estate, and
we can talk then. We can talk after that.
Because people are so stupid and naive, and they think that because you are not on Instagram or you're not popping on Instagram that you've not been successful in business. You've not made money. I know people who have made millions and multi-millions.
Can I get one, please?
And they don't even know. Oh yeah, drinks. We got drinks all the time, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And we got Hennessy. I think we got. I don't know. We got all the
I don't drink or smoke. I've never tried either.
Me too. I don't drink.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
But I do the real estate thing, and people are so stupid to think that you can't be successful, blah blah. But I've been doing real estate for a while. I own a property across the street. Right. And it's what I do. So, yeah, man, we should definitely talk. Are you into any stocks, cryptocurrency, anything like that?
I just tweeted that a month ago. What is Bitcoin like?
Bitcoin. Boy, bro, you need to get into it.
Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I know I sound real ignorant right now, but
no.
It's so many different people that hit me up like, yo, Bitcoin and all that. I'm like, what is that?
It's an unregulated form of currency.
Right, and I'm hearing on Twitter, because Twitter is a whole bunch of ignorant. They say it's like, yo. They say it's like a black market.
Not necessarily. No.
People say it's like, some people say it's scam, some people say it's not.
It's high risk, it's high reward, but it's more in the technology behind it. I'll explain to you off camera.
Yeah.
There's an app that you could do it. It's just like if you have stocks and you go on fidelity.com and you buy your stocks and stocks and bonds and mutual, whatever, all that kind of stuff. It's very similar to that, and it's trading, and it's just you make money. But the thing is, you gotta be able to put the money that you're willing, a little bit of money that you're willing to lose. Just pretend it's gone. But it'll go up and down, and it has a high risk, high reward, and a lot of people are betting on it.
Are people making money off this?
Oh yeah. Oh, I have a friend who got in at Bitcoin at the very beginning. He's a multi-millionaire. He has more money than his parents, and both his parents are doctors and own their own practices. And he has more money than both of them. If we all would have got in real early, oh yeah, it would be crazy by now. But for kids out there, man, and this is what I wanted to do on our interview to make it a little bit different, is for kids out there, man, and they say, Cheese, I want to start a business. Shawn, I want to start a business. I have something that I want. But I don't, and I saw you the other day say, live with your mom and dad.
Until they kick you out.
Until they kick you out. That's something that I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because I had to, because I do dialysis at home. And if I don't do dialysis at home, I wouldn't be able to run this. So it's cool with me living at home, and they don't mind. I pay rent. I do everything. So I totally agree with you. And it saves you money. You're able to invest in other things and use your money for other things. And then you don't got to buy food. You don't got to do all this stuff.
But
so give your advice.
Sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead. Give your advice.
I bought the Stingray outside while I lived with my parents. And, this girl I was talking to, not her, but her friend was like, why would he buy a vet when he's still living with his parents? Mind you, at the time I had like 100 bands in my account. So I say that to say this, I'm not flexing. I swear I'm not flexing.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't know I had money. This was before the vet.
Yeah.
People didn't know I had money, but I was still living with my mom to stack up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad in the black hip hop community. You have to flex, so you have to buy a vet, or you have to do that to get people to believe in you.
Yeah.
Like I was getting 200 or 300 followers on Instagram before I bought my vet.
Yeah.
Now I get thousands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people didn't believe in what I was doing until you have the hood trophies, what I call
Yeah.
the chains, the jewelry, you know what I'm saying, the cars and all that. But I say that to say this, man. Like, I bought the car and I still lived with my parents. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go get a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Bro, like, I'm the same way, and it's refreshing to hear someone else say that because.
And she'll tell you, I wear the same thing for a week. I wash my ass. I'll change my polo drawers. I'll change my socks. Change my white tee. But, yo, I'll go 3-4 days and with the same shit on. You can go look at my Instagram right now. I got a picture with these on.
Yeah.
I got a picture with my shoes on. The same thing. I wear the same shit. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody.
Me
man.
neither. I'm not like that either, bro. I honestly read a book where it says billionaires sleep about 4 to 5 hours a day. I literally sleep 4 to 5 hours a day. You look at my Twitter at like 6 in the morning. I'm like, I'm still working. I'm still working.
Yep.
Because I'm like, man, I can't let the majors who are already getting so much of the attention work harder than me.
Exactly.
And which that leads me to another thing. In the blogging game and the interview game, when you're a smaller channel and you have a bigger channel like Vlad and stuff like that, those artists are gonna immediately go to that bigger channel to get their story out, their stuff out. And if say someone like say he witnesses a fight or something, right? And he wants to tell a news thing. He sees Go Yayo and somebody else fight. And he calls. He's gonna call the biggest and best person. No. So how do you what's your advice for people out there who are doing this and say, how do I break the news? How do I get that viral video? How do I get that viral?
Man, it's just all about working your way up the ladder. For example, if I do an interview with Go Yayo, and that's my very first interview, I'm gonna see who Go Yayo's cool with. You know, Go Yayo's cool with Rico Reckless. So if I do a dope interview with Rico with Go Yayo, and he loves it, because good interviews, people share good interviews. Yeah. Like I could interview Joe Blow on the corner down the street, a homeless man. I'm gonna make it a dope interview. Yeah. I'm gonna make the interview so dope that the homeless man promotes it himself. You know what I'm saying? And once you interview an artist and it's a dope interview, you could get any interview from his friends possible. You know what I'm saying? Because you do good interviews. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just work my way up the ladder. Boom, do a good interview with Goyeo. Boom, hit up Goyeo. Yeah. Can I get a Rico Reckless interview? Do a interview with Rico Reckless. And then Rico Reckless, who do you know? Can I interview Lil Herb? Okay, and it's just like a tree. It's like a seed. You gotta plant the seed. And then do dope shit though, and it's gonna spread. Dope sells. Good dope is they always gonna come back. Good dope is gonna move so fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. This shit it's all the same. I look at everything, like I said, I used to sell candy as a youngin', so I look at all of this as a hustle. All of this shit is a hustle. When you do good business, they gonna always come back. Yes,
of course. They're always gonna come back.
But when the weed is bad, when the weed not good, you never calling them again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So what was your what your first few interviews like? Were you totally horrible? I mean, did you
very
suck
horrible? It? I was way better when I stopped writing down questions.
Really?
Yes. When I could go interview. I could go interview. Like I said, a homeless man off the street, and it's gonna be so dope because once I learned that when you interview somebody, because when I used to interview people and write down questions, it wasn't a conversation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then now what I do is I don't write down no questions, and I just, he'll say something about him going to jail, and then I'll interview him and then I'll ask him something about going to jail, and then he'll be like, yeah, man, jail was cool, and then I'll be like, well, then how many people did you knock out in jail? And then he'll be like, I knocked out 50 people in jail, and then I'll be like, well, then how many people did you lose to in jail? And then he'll be like, I lost one fight. Did you get your tooth knocked out? Yeah, I got my tooth knocked out. It just
conversation. It's just a
conversation.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Cause like for my first few interviews, I write down questions. Now I just kind of write down like notes about the artist, like certain things, and that's because I was on painkillers for many years. My memory is kind of bad. Yeah. So when I read about somebody, I'll forget certain things. So I keep it down. But I noticed the exact same thing. Is what I would do is I was go read the thing.
Right.
Like, what am I doing?
That's what I was doing.
Bro, that's not a podcast. A podcast is we talking. I want to talk. I want to get to know somebody. Right. So what was your most scariest interview, like where you were like, man, I'm not like I want to finish this, get it over with, and get out of here.
The Chicago ones, man. I mean,
Chicago ones.
Yeah, all the Chicago ones. Pretty much that's it, man. I've been in every hood for real. Like I've been in every hood, man, and I feel like I'm never really scared, really, because once you show people respect. Yeah, it's just like they're just so cool with you. I'm never coming in there acting like the big tough guy. I'm never acting super. You know what I mean? Yo, how you doing? Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm Shawn. I just show respect. I'm never coming in there trying to look super tough and scary. And there's nothing that they can say because I never come off as a threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, I'll be honest. You are a topic of conversation in this building when artists come from Dallas, Texas, and I never heard a bad thing about you.
Oh shit, man. You'll be surprised.
I'm from artists. Yeah. Which is what you're saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's love.
From artists. Yeah. They all respect the hell out of you, and they all never. That's why I always hit you on Twitter like, let's do the interview. Let's do the interview. Because had people told me a bunch of bad shit, I'd have been like, I don't want to even get into that.
Yeah. One thing people can say is, I do great business. Nobody out here says I owe them any money. Yeah. And I put on like it's artists' lives that I've changed. Yeah. Like, I've changed lives, and you never see me on Twitter. I don't really never speak on my achievements because I feel like people that know, they know. And like I said, I remember when C Struggs was begging me, hitting me up, and now he's getting feature money.
He talks about it. Yeah. He talks about it. He's like, I used to hit Say Easels. I used to be one of the Say Cheese haters.
Yeah, I saw that interview.
Yeah. and man, it's crazy that you were able to do all that, and then I see a lot of times you talk about how people threaten you and threaten you, and then I got my first threat, man. Some people asked me to do an interview, bro. They made fake pages, they made fake DMs, they made fake everything. They hassled me on IG Live.
It's only gonna get worse. Like one time, I got a fake email from this was when I was nothing. Yeah, I got a fake email from Atlantic Records, and they used to email me. They emailed me like, "Yo, congrats, we're about to fly you out to Atlanta and LA and da-da-da-da." And I was so excited. And they was like, then they sent me an email and said, "Psych, fuck you, pussy." Like, shit like that.
Yeah. It's like you making so many fake pages. You doing all this. It's like, bro, you want to my whole thing while they did that, I always wondered, I said, do you think hassling me is going to get me to be like, okay, come on, let's do it. Let's do the interview.
It's going to make you hotter.
Do you think that's going to make me say that?
When people slander you, it's only gonna make your brain bigger. Yeah. Because so many people are gonna wonder why are they bashing this dude? Yeah. What's so special about him? And it's all. Then they gonna look at your resume. Yeah. Oh, he did this, and that. I need to be a part of that. Yeah. I love when people cuss me out. I don't want nobody to like me. Yeah. I mean of course the right people.
I know what you mean, but
I want everybody to hate me. I want to be the biggest. Like I said, the Floyd Mayweather effect. I want people to love me. I want 60% of people to hate me. I want 40% of people to love me. Yeah. So they can debate about me.
Yeah. But you know what I like about your style, man, is you're never like disrespectful to an artist. Never. You're always like you found your own approach. You don't try to do the Charlemagne approach. You don't try to do the Zach approach. You don't try to do this. You found your own approach of how to interview an artist, and it seems like they all respect you. They all respect the way you treat them. And it's kind of the same way that I do mine is I just treat everybody with respect. And, I interview Ide, I interview Tay.
Right.
I don't know the freaking snitch gun laws,
Yeah.
murder laws. I don't know. I never was around no murders. But I'm asking both questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we in the middle. But so have there ever been times where like, you tried to be in the middle, but people have been like, nah, one side, and pulled you to different sides?
Every day. For example, the YB and our married dude, the dude from Alabama,
rolling
off the paint.
Yeah.
I made him go viral too, but a Florida rapper just put out a diss record about him yesterday.
Yeah.
And it went viral on our shit. And he called me, he was like, yo, delete that. And I'm just like, yo, it's rap news. And, he probably feel a certain type of way. I don't think he cares, but like when G Money and NBA Youngboy, I interviewed G Money. 3 weeks later, he was killed. And I wasn't choosing sides, G Money wanted to do the interview.
That's exactly what it is. It's sometimes you reach out to both parties and one wants to do the interview, the other one doesn't. What are you gonna say? You're gonna obviously do it.
Exactly. And then, he got killed, and a lot of people are blaming me for him being killed, but he wanted to do the interview. He wanted me to post the snippets of him dissing Youngboy.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing, I'm just doing my job. I'm just relaying news. I mean, when Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, was people mad at the Houston reporters? No, they're just telling what's going on.
Exactly, yeah.
The Houston reporters are not the reason why the hurricane damaged the houses.
Yeah.
They're just reporting the news, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not being messy. I'm not adding any words. I'm not making any funny emojis when I do the shit. I'm just, NBA Youngboy says or G Money says, and I'm leaving it alone. I'm not on the phone with them FaceTime giggling about the situation. I try my best to just handle business. When I interview artists, I try not to kick it with them for too long because I don't want them to feel like they have anything. They're obligated to what I post after that.
Yeah.
Like we're doing an interview. That's that. Like
That's the same way. Yeah. I'm not trying to be like a friend because when you be a friend, then it's like they feel like you owe them something. You owe them loyalty. It's like, bro, I gotta be fair to everybody. I gotta do right by everybody.
Right, and like I said, I'm not trying to be. I'm not against being friends with rappers. But it's to the point to where as though they gotta know, like, look, dog, you cool. We chilled together, we kicked it together, but it's, at the end of the day, it's still gonna be what it's gonna be.
I gotta report.
Right.
I gotta report. Gotta do my job. So, where do you want to see Say Cheese go to? What's your vision for it?
Man, there's really no vision. I feel like when you want something to be one thing. When you want something to be one thing, you miss out on so many other blessings.
Yeah.
So I just go day for day. I already really have my whole 2018 planned out.
Yeah.
But I'm still keeping my eyes open and just staying consistent at what we do best.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want it to be a TV show, or I want it to be a radio show, or I want it to be this, and that. Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. I just was with Kevin Lyles 2 weeks ago. So, they 300 wants to do a partnership and all that, but
okay.
I don't know yet. I just love changing lives.
They want to do a partnership for like you as like a YouTube channel?
No. As far as me starting my own label.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of how many people you've introduced.
Right. So I'm not really ready for that yet. I want to wait another 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And really just see if I can establish something on my own. But
That'd be dope.
So we working something out right now. Like I said, I'm not in any rush or anything like that. I just love changing lives, and I don't want them to take away the fun of it, because a lot of times when you do partnerships and you gotta sign a deal, it's not fun no more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake up and call people, and you can't do that. Nah, man, we just having fun.
Yeah, I'm just having fun doing this.
Right.
So talk about the growth. Talk about you started with just you.
Right.
So now I know you have employees, you have interns, you have this.
I have interns,
you
I have an assistant, I have a blogger, I have the designer, the graphic designer who makes our list and makes our rap cards and our everything, our maps and all that. Like all those people are on payroll.
Yeah.
Yes, it is for some. If you do want to get on Say Cheese,
there's a Say Cheese office. Or
no.
It's you never wanted to get a Say Cheese office?
I didn't want to too much. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Like if I do it, it would have to either be on the coast, like a Miami or LA or New York, or you know. But nah, it's not an office, but you know, I do have people on my payroll.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a lot of times there are people. Well, people really never complain about getting on Say Cheese because I feel like we broken so many artists. People we get sometimes we have to. It's so many people that want to pay to get on, but it's crazy, bro.
What's the most that someone's offered you to get on?
Man, we get thousands, so many dope boys and people, so many people that you know, but it's just it's a waiting list, you know.
Yeah.
And we like to mix ours in. We don't want to oversaturate our page and our brand with, you know what I'm saying. We want to mix it with news and content and creative stuff like that, and mix it in, you know, every now and then with up and coming artists, you know.
Yeah. Is there no time that you've had to do an interview and like, you know, you went there and it turned out to be somewhere else where they were like, I know you told me about that one story, but I'm saying like, has there's not been times where people have called you for an interview and actually tried to like jump you, attack you?
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Not really. It's been times where people felt some type of way and you know, we talked it out, but nah, man. Nah, man. Okay. Like, I really feel like I get the respect. You know what I'm saying?
You do,
like,
yeah, you do.
I don't, like I said, I really break artists. So it's like at the end of the day, it's bigger than, you know?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Somebody may see this and then try to set me up. So
yeah, knock on wood. Knock on wood. But yeah, man. You know, we made a bet. We had a bet.
Yes, sir. Sixers. Ben Simmons is in the building.
Let's get down to that. I bet Say Cheese hit me up about the interview this morning and said he was coming after the game. I said, all right, we're going to bet $100 and the loser has to pay on camera. Now, you fucking Rockets, you let me the fuck down today. And now I'm having to dig into my polo pajamas.
He's a man to his word in his polo pajamas.
And pulling out.
In his Astros jersey. Shout out to the Astros, man. They won game away.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan throwback. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sir.
Appreciate you for keeping your word.
Hell yeah, man. Anytime.
See, man, keeping his word. Y'all gotta mess with him, man. This business is all about keeping your word, and he just did that, man. And even if he did not, super.
He kind of forgot about it.
Well, yeah, I did, but you know.
But, anyways, man, you know. I've been waiting for this interview for a while because this is definitely somebody that you know, I watched before I started mine, and I was like, you know, it's really cool. You know, what he's doing is really cool, and with my handicap, with everything that I got going on, I feel like I could do what he's doing on my level and in my way and in my own way.
Man, you could be bigger than me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, man. Like, all you gotta do is just stay consistent.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Don't believe anything you see on the internet because everything's a lie.
Yeah.
Everything's on the internet is a lie. And I don't blame people for lying on the internet because we live in such an internet world to where as though, you know what I'm saying, you kind of have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you have to.
Don't get discouraged, man. Just stay consistent. You're going to have slow days.
Yeah.
You're going to have days where you feel like quitting. Yeah. But, you know.
You're going to have those interviews where you put up and you think they're going to do crazy.
And they,
Man, I had a Vic Mensa interview. I thought, oh, shit, this shit about to.
Yeah.
And it just didn't resonate with the demographic that I had. Exactly. And I just had to understand that it's just different demographics. But you definitely go see me and this man working together in the future.
Yeah, nah, we could like I said, if you're ever where I'm at, we could do something.
Yeah.
I can interview you on my shit. I got a podcast, I could put you on mine. To get your brand bigger, I know plenty of artists, man. Like, it's not too many artists that could tell me no. And even if they do tell me no, I respect it because no artist is obligated to do anything for me. But I've done so much for artists. Anytime they come to Houston, I could lock them in with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Any artist that come to Houston, I could lock them in with you. Yeah. Anybody.
By the way, man, how old are you?
I don't really speak on my age.
You don't really speak on your age? Okay.
I don't. And I'm not 30. It's not like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an old guy.
I'm about to be 29. I'm pretty old.
Yeah, but see, you're older than me. Yeah, but I don't want people to you know what I'm saying? Like people they try to yeah, you're an old head or you're a young nigga. Like, I don't want people to know anything. Like, I don't, because sometimes people think I'm a young nigga because I post a little pump and they'll be like, oh, some young Suburban kid must run this page, and then I'll post some super Jason. I'll post some fucking J. Cole or I'll post a Kendrick, and they'll be like, "Oh, some old head runs this page." I just let people think what they think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You get a lot of flack sometimes for your list, man. I
Definitely.
see a lot. You get a lot of flack.
Definitely, yeah. Trick Daddy just called me a bum ass nigga.
Yeah,
Trick Daddy, my Miami OG, man. I have nothing but respect for him because that's his opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at him.
Yeah, you can't get.
I'm not from Miami. I'm not.
My opinion, and I can't get mad.
I'm not from Miami, but that's South Florida is my number one market, and I pretty much know what's moving and shaking in that.
How the hell did South Florida become your number one market? Like that's just weird.
Man, I don't know, but I know one of my bloggers, Quaisha, she lives in Orlando. That's like central North Florida.
Yeah.
She you know, the blog got hot in Orlando, and then it just trickled down to South Florida, and South Florida has the XXX, Smoke Perp, Lil Pump, Kodak, you know, Coley P. It's a lot of artists out there in Florida.
I didn't see your XXX interview. Did you have one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see one.
No, I had one with Kodak coming, but it didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know about that XXX quitting music. I don't know what the hell's going on. I
doubt it, man.
I mean, I don't know.
He's staying on the tabloids.
I just don't know what he's going through. It just seems like a lot. Yeah. But so, you know, man, one question we have, like, you know, the staff we talked about is, you know, you've broken a lot of artists, right?
Yeah.
Have there been an artist that, like, you broke and he went up to, like, a high status and then kind of, like, stunted on you?
Man, there's a lot of artists that I post first. And, like, for example, you can go look on YouTube right now. Lil Uzi Vert, Dumber. I posted it on YouTube September 1st, 2014. Very first person to post his mixtape with produced by Molly Raw. And he took off. I posted Post Malone's White Iverson, first one. And you know, but those guys don't owe me nothing.
But why don't people know this? Like, I don't feel people know this.
I did Post Malone's first interview though. So, and I interviewed Lil Uzi Vert, but I never uploaded it. But all this stuff is documented. Like, you can go on YouTube right now. It's up there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these artists, they're you just have to look at it. Like, these artists, once they get to a certain level, like I said, it's stepping stones. Once you pass me, they're gonna fuck with the, you know what I mean?
Flag.
There's very few people that are, you know, genuine. Yeah. And me and my team, we don't hold grudges. You know, it's a lot of times that people will get on, you know, I'm not gonna say no names, but there used to be there's a lot of artists that's on now that used to be in our DMs. Damn. A lot. Big artists.
Oh, damn.
Big artists that used to be in our DMs.
Damn.
Big artists that used to be in our DMs. But we don't hold, like, and they get on and then they unfollow us. Yeah. But we don't hold grudges, because if we hold grudges, then we won't be focused on who's next. Yeah. So we wake up every morning looking for who's next. Yeah. We're not out here holding grudges. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's plenty of artists that switched up. Plenty. But I would never be mad at him for that.
That's crazy.
I would never be mad at him for that.
Someone gonna hack his life, you know, damn, you like find out who it is. That shit would be crazy. But I saw you bought your mom's a Mercedes, man. I saw you bought your mom's.
Yep, I did. Yep.
Was that for her birthday?
Yeah, it was for her birthday.
Yeah,
June 25th.
Talk about that. How'd you do that?
Crazy. I had her come through the crib. I bought it. Matter of fact, I bought it like 3 weeks before her birthday. Yeah. And the week, matter of fact, I was doing my blogger tour. Yeah. I was doing my blogger tour, and I had gave it to her like 3 days before I left. And it was a monumental moment, man. Like, she was the person that believed in me and told me I didn't have to get a 9-to-5. So I cashed out on it, and I wanted to keep it so bad because it was just so low key. You know, I got bright color cars, so it was just so low key. But man, I gave it to her, and I just thanked her, you know, for always believing in me. And you know, hopefully next I can get her a house. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm not out here in the strip clubs. I'm not tricking on no chicks. I'm not doing none of that. Like, I could have did anything with that money. You know what I'm saying? But I put it right back into the family. That's what a lot of these dudes ain't doing.
gotta
They going to the strip club. They buying jewelry. They, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing none of that. Everything is going back into my family and my brand. You know.
So is that what? So that's your advice for a rapper who's just gotten some good amount of money, who's getting money, is back into the brand.
Put it back into the brand. Put it back into the brand. I mean, a lot of these rappers, they be in a strip club throwing money and Balenciaga this, Ferragamo that. Like, we don't remember that in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, we don't remember that. Get back to the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Buy a storefront. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really putting on for the city.
Yeah.
Buying, owning stuff.
Man,
We
that's
don't
what I
own
try
anything.
to tell every Chicago rapper. I said the minute any Chicago rapper can buy enough real estate in those areas, he's gonna be the one that's gonna be able to change Chicago.
Yep.
He's gonna be the one to be able to
Definitely.
change Chicago.
Definitely.
And I hope that happens. Now, my last question was, do you want, what else do you want to do after Say Cheese is reached its mark? What do you have another aspiration? Do you have something else that's in the back of your mind that, man, once this is over, I
Man, I want to start shooting movies. Like, I don't know why there's not the hood classics, like the Minister Societies and the Fridays and the Set It Offs and the classics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to start. What happened to them? What happened to finding young? There's so many young, talented guys and women out here that can act. Like, what happened to? It's like the same actors over and over again. And if they're young, they're somebody's son, or daughter. You know what I mean?
Nobody
like,
wants to put the money in to develop people and make them
why
what
is
they
there
are.
not a Minister Society Chicago version? Or, like in the 90s, it was super LA. Super
Why
West
is there not a
Coast.
movie just about what's going on in Chicago right now?
But a relatable movie, because what's his name that came out with the Chirac movie? Spike Lee.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah, that was nothing that wasn't life changing. You know what I'm saying?
That was bullshit.
I want to shoot movies, man. I want to shoot movies. I want to start nonprofit organizations. I want to do a lot, man. I want to do a lot. I want to do a lot for the city. I want to do a lot for the world. I want to do a lot for the culture. I want to learn how to draw. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a graffiti artist. Yeah. So I could tat Sixers and Eagle shit all over.
I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to draw and do graffiti.
Yeah.
I've always been into hip hop. I mean, I used to DJ. I used to do graffiti. I used to try to rap, but I sucked. Yeah. You know, I tried everything, but I've always been hip hop.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to draw though.
That's why motherfuckers be calling me a culture vulture. I'm like, bro, that's like I don't give a fuck, because I know, like, I love this culture. This culture saved my life, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's plenty. No matter who you are, what color you are, it's plenty for everybody. You just got to get in and do it right. You know what I'm saying? And respect. Don't be out here doing anything that you normally wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? To get on. Yeah,
I respect the fact that, like, people have tried to pit Zach and Say Cheese against each other.
And then he interviewed me, and then everybody just shut up. Like, y'all niggas really thought we was beefing, because we was gonna do it sooner than that. But I'm like, nah, let them keep doing that.
Let them keep doing it. Yeah.
I love when people hate me.
Yeah.
I love when people hate me. When a nigga in my DMs right now, like, people, oh, fuck you. And then, I dress retro and shit, so niggas be in my comments, oh, you dress like a pussy. Your extra tight ass pants, pussy, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, I'm sorry for cussing. But,
you good, you cuss.
Oh yeah, but
yeah,
I love when people talk crazy to me, man, because when people, it's just a way of showing love. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Haters are fans too, man. And I love the hate too. Now, at first I ain't gonna lie. At very first, I did kind of be like, man. But then they started telling me, and I was like, man, fuck it. I don't really care anymore, because it's the artists and it's the fans that are watching that really care, that matter. Yeah. So, man, we out. And I'm so glad I had this man in here today. It was a great interview. We out, man. But you can check us out at www.all4theculture.com. You can check us out at All for the Culture Show. And you can check me out at Hip Hop Handicap on Instagram. We got the All for the Culture news, the motivational speeches. We got more podcasts coming. We gonna turn this into a full network and just have a whole bunch of different shows coming for y'all. All hip hop, all the time.
If you come to Houston and don't stop through here, you're not for real about your craft, man. Like, you gotta stop through here, man. Real organic people, man. All for the culture.
Shout out your Instagrams and your social medias, everything, man.
Shawn Cotton, everything. Say Cheese Digital, Instagram, Say Cheese Media, Twitter. They took down everything, but we got it right back up, and the numbers is still going crazy. Y'all can take us down again, and we gonna come right back. So
fuck that. Let me ask you that. Why did they
copyright
take
infringement, man. Don't post anything under Universal Records. That's Sony. That's Republic Records. Don't do anything. Atlantic Records, they're pretty lenient. 300 is pretty lenient.
Just posting it on your Instagram?
Yeah. And if you do post anything, don't post anything from The Weeknd. Don't post anything from like Ray Shrimmer.